if you're entrenched in the worship of mammonism or money, or the capitalistic system that they have here, if you are a worshiper of that system, you see children as a burden. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they brainwash you into seeing having large families. They kind of, well, what's her problem having all them kids when can y'all speak on that, when reality that is black folks, the average black man got a nation, a tribe right there between his legs anytime he want to put them out. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all speak on that?
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that he has the nation right in himself, because that's the way the Most High set it up. When you look at the very first book, you see Elohim speaking and saying, I'm going to make someone in my image and my likeness. And that was the job then of that particular man, to continue being and practicing being in the image and the likeness of Elohim. And so the only time we see interference is when in Bereshit you see this creature that is symbolized as being crafty. He's a trickster, and he comes to the woman and he whispers to the woman to get her to believe that there is some type of wisdom outside of who the Most High had interfaced with, which would have been her husband.
Yes.
And so she then began this journey to try to find that wisdom that was, according to what the crafty serpent said, was in this and on this particular tree. And so when she took it, and then her husband did not interrupt that. He did not disavow the conversation that was going on. He went along with it. And as a result of him going along with it, it then produced a sense of duality that was put in his wife that came out as two different men.
Yes.
One end up killing the other.
Yes.
And so when there is not a clear line of one, which is what patriarchy is about. It's about the bloodline being pure, and that it is clear whose child this is. And then that child then makes sure when he has a child, we are sure whose blood and line this is. And this keeps going. And when daughters are introduced, then there is an intermarrying of those people who have kept up their bloodlines. And so anything else that tries to dilute that bloodline, which is what matriarchy can end up doing, because it introduces, like Eve, producing two people that were diametrically opposed to each other. So what happens in families now as a result of this? Children are born, the whole quote unquote baby mama drama type situation, where you have all of these children who come from different people and are different seeds, and mama is trying to teach them to get along with each other.
And it's funny because it's really not funny, it's sad, but matriarchy teaches you that you're supposed to have all these different seeds and then pretend like they're the same. Okay. So in other words, remember, we're not just talking about the physical bloodline only. This is cause and effect. This is the ownership of the cause and the effect. So they have to stay tightly coupled. This is why we, in Torah, we can't put two seeds in the same hole. This is why, it said the blood of the thing is the life of the thing. And so what is being spoken about and what is being shown is we cannot have the appearance of the same of a false balance, of the same cause producing two different things and saying that they're the same. That's what we can't have, because what the Most High is doing is he has put his word out there, and he has selected a people who will teach and be a blessing to all other peoples. And so he is saying his word. And then because he is not insecure, he has allowed for other potentialities to be expressed as well. And there will be dominion over of his seed and of his word over all other words. All other mouths will be silenced. And so every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. And this is why we must understand that it will be patriarchy and then this is why the prophecy is that there must be restorative patriarchy first. You're spinning your wheels, family, if you're trying to do anything else before you restore the patriarchy.
Oh, hey, all right, hold on. Hey, go, if you can, break that down in simple terms and elaborate on what you just said on that last statement.
Yeah, that basically any other type of building, except for going back to the beginning and a man with his family, where he is the head of that particular family, and he is setting policy for that family, yes, so that they can carry out what it is that the Most High has given him. For him to try to even join something that even is set up in a congregational type setting without him first doing that, establishing a family, and being then the head of that particular family, where his understanding and his relationship with the Most High is then being processed into those children who are his children, is basically diluting the process that the Most High had begun in the very beginning.
Okay.
And it's trickery, and it will not, it won't work in the long run.
So hold on one sec. All right. So, and when you say assembly, now are you meaning it in the classic, or I'm not gonna say the classic, like in the Christian sense, where you talking about where they assemble, or you're just saying you can't build anything until you have that house in order? Is that basically what you're saying?
Right. I'm saying that you cannot build anything without first being successful with, as you mentioned before, the people who come out of you.
Okay.
This man has a tribe within himself. He has to use that God-given talent first, and show and demonstrate some success with that. And then if you want to come together, because the Most High has set up and established certain feast days that men, patriarchal men, come together with their families, yes, to then assemble, then that's fine. But not just bypassing this man's right by Yah to be a head, a pastor, a king, a priest in his own house. And then he comes and meets other men who have established the exact same thing. Then you have an assembly. But if we have the whole, Romanized congregational assembly type setup, you in essence, you create eunuchs. Yes. And then there's only one rooster. And all of the other men are reduced to being hens.
Oh,